What we're going to do today is just share with you the Tipton story. We're going to talk a little bit about where we came from and then where we are today, and then share some of our future. Tipton originally started in 1921 in Canadian Texas. We had the distinction of being the oldest children's home affiliated with the Churches of Christ west of the Mississippi River. And how this all started was there was a family there in the church that had 5 children, and their mother died. And the church felt like they just knew they needed to do something about all these kids. And an older couple in the church said we could take the kids in and take care of them if the church would help us, and that was agreeable. And so 4 children moved into this house. But then word got around that there's a place for kids that needs a good home, and they got up to 20 children in that house. Well, at that point, they knew they needed to do something different. And you see on the screen the building that had been a private academy. It was abandoned, owned by the city of Canadian Texas, and they agreed to let the church use this as a children's home. 18 children moved into the home, and everything looked real good, but they had a way of thinking that they didn't want to say no, the church there, to any children that needed a home. And it wasn't too long, about a year, and there were 70 children. And when I met with the board, they asked me to come visit with them 2 years ago about taking this responsibility. There was a couple of things they asked me to do, and one of them was to thank the people that have been supporting this work with your prayers and financial support for so many years. And so thank you for all the support that you've been given. And if they call you, you tell them Brother Don thanked us. And the other thing they asked me to do is that we'd really like to get to know the good folks that's been supporting us. In many cases, we get a check regularly, but you are invited to come. We have a place there for guests to spend the night. If you come on Thursday, and then that's the night we have our all-campus devotional, and you'll enjoy being with the kids. They sing by the letter principle. They just open their mouth and let her fly. So we look forward to you coming and visiting with us. Actually, at the end of the year, when we look at the income, we have about the same. Individuals that send money, and we total all of that up, and churches. Our vision in the future is to put more of our children in Christian home placement. What do we mean by that? That just means that Christian families become committed to saying, we'll raise one of these Tipton kids, or maybe 2 of them if they're siblings especially. Right now, we began this 2 years ago, and we have 7 children that are placed in Christian homes. Well, why are we wanting to do more of that? Well, there's 2 reasons. The first reason is we believe that's the best possible place for a child to be raised, the least institutional. We believe that's a step forward in providing a Christian home for these kids. And there is a second reason. It's good stewardship. And all of us need to be careful about money, and money is tight now. I know it is in the churches, and it certainly is down there at the Tipton home. Seriously consider being a host family for one of our children. And what do we mean by that? Well, there are several times each year that we try to close the campus. It gives it an opportunity for the staff to spend some time with their family. Thanksgiving, Christmas, 2 weeks in the summer. And so our children need to go someplace. And in most cases, they don't need to or should go back to their biological families. And I'm going to close with this picture. This was taken about a year ago, and had all of our children and our staff and the elders of the Tipton Church of Christ, the board of directors, taking out in front of this original building, which we're still now using.